Okay, so guys, today we're gonna be starting a new series, and in this series we're gonna be reacting to all the Avatar lore, and we're gonna be finding out about all the past Avatars, bro. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I knew about Avatar, Korra, and Aang, but after talking to Scar and Mega, bro, I never knew that we had lore on the other Avatars. I only thought we had information on Aang and Korra. I never knew we had so much information on the past Avatars before them, bro. This is insane. And I always considered myself to be a huge Avatar fan, but I guess I'm still a noob. I don't know, y'all, cause I've been watching Avatar since I was a kid, but I never knew about any of this stuff that Scar was telling me about. And with that being said, it's only right that we start off with the first Avatar ever, bro, Wan. And if you guys enjoyed this series, make sure to let me know, y'all, so I can make more videos like this. I love you guys. Let's get it. Gang.
Give me strength.
The Life of Avatar Wan, the first Avatar explained. Avatar, the last Airbender. Let's get it. Y'all ready? You ready? I'm ready. Let's get it, y'all.
So far, I've made a Life of video for almost every Avatar we know
Oh, that's Yang Chen.
all
Okay,
that's
okay,
left
gotcha.
besides the two main avatars from the respected shows
Right,
is
Aang
the
is
very
so
first
cool.
Avatar, Avatar Wan. Video, I'm going to break his character down and explain his story. But
Okay.
this video will be a bit different. Instead of just straight information,
okay.
I'm going to take a deeper look at his
That's
story
dope.
and break
Bro,
down
I know
deeper
he been a
meanings
thug,
throughout.
bro.
Before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to make sure you
I
never
got
miss
you,
a
brother.
Movie Flame
I
video.
got you. I do
Also,
that.
there will be spoilers for all Avatar content, especially Legend of Korra.
Ah, shoot. Dang it. Y'all, if you don't want to be spoiled, I'm going to tell you this now. Because you ain't going to get me, man. LaShawn, why you spoil me like that, LaShawn? Don't come to be crying. Because he said before I started. You want to be spoiled, you know what you need to do. Y'all ain't go, don't pull up to my house with a gun. Talk about LaShawn, why you spoiled me, LaShawn? Why you spoiled me, LaShawn?
Get started.
All right, let's do this.
In a world before the
that's
Avatar,
Roku right there,
a
y'all.
time when humans and spirits weren't separated by two different worlds, when
Oh.
the bending nations were unheard of, and
What?
the power of bending lay in the hands of the lion turtles, there was a
The lion
peasant
turtle.
boy named Wan. In this time, humans and spirits
Bro, he like that dude from Elden Ring, bro. He like that thing from Elden Ring, bro.
hated each other. Spirits had
They
come from
hated
the
each
spirit
other?
world and taken over the real world.
Okay, okay.
And they were able to do this because the dark spirit Vatu watched humans
Vatu.
evolve, or as he called it, come out of the mud, and he
Oh,
hated them.
he got out
wanted
the
to put a
mud.
stop to these humans, so he let the
He a
spirits run
hater.
free to torment and scare them.
Damn,
After
he ugly.
Vatu
Yeah, he
opened the
on crack.
portals to allow the spirits to do this, the two realms intersected, and over time, more and more spirits drifted into the humans' physical world. Because
Oh.
of this, the humans were forced to split apart and settled on the backs of lion turtles, which housed cities.
Wait, so you mean to tell me, so guys, in the beginning, there was no like spirit world. The humans and the spirits like lived together? So you mean to tell me, bro, the humans and spirits lived in the same like world, bro? Instead of it being like, you know, like how in Avatar, the last Airbender, or like how Korra, like they go to the spirit world. So everybody lived together and bending did not exist. So you mean to tell me, bro, in the spirits I hate the humans. So how they have fight without elements, bro? They ain't had no powers. What they been fight? They had guns. What they had? Well, ain't no way, boy. But I would have killed myself.
lion
About that.
turtles
There were two different worlds. The portals were just open so you could go freely from the two. Oh, okay.
Protected them from the spirits.
And the turtle had
spirits in this
bending?
time were much smarter and more powerful than the humans,
push my
and
boy
the humans
forward. I
lived
would've-
in fear of them.
I would've
The
shot
spirits
him.
knew that there were different lion turtle cities, while the humans had no idea, thinking that their lion turtle city was the only one in the world.
Dang.
Each lion turtle possessed their own element that they could give to their humans, whether it be water, earth, fire, or air. And they
So every lion turtle had their own freaking like. So I'm assuming, like, so they had one for earth, fire, air, and water. So and they thought that. Like from what I'm getting is they thought that it was only one lion turtle. So the whole time, low key, it sounded like Kingdom Hearts, y'all. It sounded just like Kingdom Hearts. Y'all remember in Kingdom Hearts, bro? Sora, Riku, and Kairi thought that there was no worlds outside of Destiny Island. That's what this right here reminds me of, bro. I don't know if it makes sense to y'all. Because they thought that they was the only people that existed. They didn't know, I guess, what I'm getting.
gave their element to the humans for protection when they went
Oh.
into the spirit wilds to get food for their people.
Okay, so the
The
lion
peasant
turtle
boy
be
named
like the
Wan
big brother.
resided in the lion turtle city that held the power of fire.
Oh.
In the city, the
He a
Jews ruled
firebender.
over all, and they were bathed in riches and unlimited food, while peasants like Wan and his friends Jaya and Yao starved half to death.
So basically, he been a
Unlike other
slave.
peasants, however, who believed that some people have power and others like themselves don't, Wan refused to believe this. Wan did have an advantage over the other peasants though, as he could move like no other, and this allowed him to continuously steal food from the Jews. But one day he was caught and had little to show for his troubles, having only one small piece of bread. Right away we see Wan possess traits that we would later see in future avatars. He's very powerful and agile, he's selfless, and thinks of others before himself. The biggest
But how was he the avatar if nobody had elements? They was given the elements, bro, to like protect themselves. So how did he get all his powers? How did he get bending? But how did he, because how is he the avatar if nobody else had powers, bro, without the lion turtle? That don't make sense. I'm not understanding this, bro. Nobody had elements. How did he get elements? I don't understand that, bro. This is confusing. I'm not gonna lie.
The fact that he gave his food to his friends and the animals,
Look,
taking nothing for himself. And we see that he has a natural way with all creatures, many different kinds of animals coming up to him for help. And like any avatar would, he gives his food to them without a second thought for his well-being or his hunger.
So he
I think while watching this, most people believe that Wan is a humble and honest man. Because he's the first avatar, he's selfless. He's supposed to be everything you would expect from the first avatar after seeing so many wise avatars after him.
How is he the avatar without elements?
Look at his story. I'm going to go against the public's opinion and say that Wan is in no way humble or honest. In fact, he's quite the opposite.
So you trying to tell my boy a thug that don't care about nobody? This dude that gave his food to the animals, how he don't care about nobody? He went without food just now. You saw he been breaking that bread. I'm not gonna lie, if I was me, I want them animals ain't getting no food. I'm hungry, boy. I ain't eat. You mean to tell me I'm a feed Mordecai and Rick and I'm gonna go starving? Crazy, boy. I'll eat in front of them. I'll eat in front of them, boys. Don't try me. You gotta have to fight me for my food, I ain't gonna lie.
Wan is a trait that many villains have, and that is the fact that he craves power. When he's told that he has no power, he has an evil smile and says, "Not yet anyway." Which also shows how unhumble he is. He has no doubt in the world that he can do things that others can't. And this is a constant theme throughout his life that I'm going to point out whenever it comes up. Wan is also very dishonest. His biggest goal at this point in his story is to simply steal from the Chews, and while they might deserve it, this is very dishonest and not what you'd expect from the first Avatar. On top of that, he manipulates people. The greatest example being when he joins the hunters into the spirit wilds just so he could get the power of firebending from the lion turtle, only to lie and say that he's scared so he can return to the city and use the firebending that he stole to steal more from the Chews. And to top it all off, he's breaking the #1 rule that the city has by bringing firebending into it. So as you can see, he's not the most honest or humble guy. He is, however, very selfless. After breaking into the Chews fortress, he allows all of his friends to escape while he held the Chews off. And when he's captured, he refuses to tell the Chews who helped him, even though he knows that this will lead to him being banished from the city and sentenced to life in the dangerous spirit wilds.
How you get caught and you the only one? You just got abandoned. You the Avatar. How you the Avatar and get caught? These boys find you with spirits and you got the power of fire. You got all the elements. How you get caught? Nobody else got power. They weak. But that me fighting a snail, bro, and I lose to the snail. That me fighting a mosquito and I lose. How you lose to a mosquito? Bro, that's really like a rat beating a lion. Come on now, bro.
But protecting everyone with him, even though he knows he'll be banished.
I went by myself. I got fired.
After trying to manipulate the spirits, the scene that follows is one where he finds a captured cat deer, and for a moment he considers eating it because he's starving. But then he realizes that the right thing to do is to set it free. While doing this, however, he's confronted by the hunters that he manipulated earlier, and he uses his knowledge of the spirit wilds to hold them off. And the spirits, seeing this, help him and save his life. They put him in the water of their spirit oasis, which heals him. A small nod to future waterbending healers like Katara. The spirits impressed with the selflessness and care for living creatures.
But this in core, I do not know. I do not know. Scar, I don't know a thing about Wan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so confused right now. I don't know a thing about Wan. This little deer monkey, a cat that F the deer. I don't know nothing. I'm being honest, bro. I ain't never seen no deer F a cat, bro. That's weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Give him food, and from then on,
the right there look like a freaking. That look like grass that overgrew. See, so you don't look like grass to eat too much. He's shaped like me. Possible.
Trust him.
Come on,
After
man.
the spirits say that they had never seen such an act of selflessness from a human before, Wan again says that he's not like other humans. Another arrogant line of his, this time showing how he sees himself as better than other humans.
Dang.
This shows that he's very cocky, but this is part of Wan's personality and one of the reasons why he's able to do such great things. It's so far from what you would think the first Avatar would be, but ultimately it fits. Wan eventually says that he's done with humans for a while, and
that thing got a white face. Somebody cut his...
learn the way of the spirits, something that no human has ever done before.
That's
mainly
smart.
Because the spirits did not allow this to happen, as they hate humans.
Dang.
But something about Wan was different. As he said himself, he
ew, man. Why that carrot ugly? That's an ugly carrot, boy. That carrot look high. Bro, he got a tune-up on his head. What is going on here? Bro, what is going on here?
He was able to connect with all living life like no other. Wan befriended the captive that he had saved, and after naming it Mula, it became the first Avatar creature. Something that many avatars after him would have, like Appa for Aang, Nala for Korra, or even Fang for Roku.
Okay, so the Avatar has their own animal.
But he was no master of it. And this was true until he learned from the very first firebenders, the dragons.
Okay,
they taught him how to make his
smart
firebending an extension of his body. After training with them, he was able to move with his bending like no human had ever been able to do before. And the classic movement known as the dancing dragon was created.
That's what Aang did.
To teach people how to firebend.
That's what Aang did, y'all. I'm at the end when Aang was doing it. Boom. Y'all remember that, bro? Aang did that before he fought. That's what Aang did. I remember that. So wait. So the dragons are the first like firebenders. Does that mean like the dragons are the strongest firebenders? And do the dragons have lightning? That's my question. Do dragons like have lightning too? Dragons are the strong like the first like firebenders. Do that mean that they have fire too? I mean lightning. I keep saying lightning. Fire, lightning. Do they have lightning too?
One for the rest of time, and we saw Aang and Zuko use in the original series.
Yes, sir.
Wan used his firebending to protect the spirits from humans that came from his old city. And when
so
the
will
men
he
returned
be like
to
the
the
strongest
city with tales
firebender
of
at this
Wan's
time?
insane power, Wan's actions inspired his old friends Jaya, Yao, and many others to leave the city ruled by the Chus.
That boy got a whole army now.
Turtles and opted to live in the spirit wilds, just like Wan.
But bro, he made a whole gang without even trying to make the game. He made Grove Street, bro, and he ain't even assemble them. They did it themselves at the scene, and Wan beat them. Wan is technically the only true firebender right now. The others just use fire like magic. Okay. So let me ask you this. I got a good theory. So if Wan was like the only the true firebender, did that mean that he was the strongest? The strongest dang on a firebender at this time? Think about it. Wouldn't he be the strongest person at this time? Like, kind of ironic. Like, you get what I'm saying? So will he be the strongest? I don't know.
They, however, did not possess the ability to connect with all living things the way Wan could. And because of this, they became a threat to the spirits, destroying all life around them.
So y'all got bullied and y'all went to do all this.
The ways of the spirits, Wan eventually said goodbye to them, and he journeyed to find the other lion turtle cities. Okay. On his journey, Wan met Rava and Vatu, the two spirits that balanced the light and the dark. As they were fighting, Wan became frightened for the lives of the humans and spirits as they caused a lot of damage. And after being manipulated by Vatu, thinking that Rava was the villain in this, Wan saved Vatu, setting the dark spirit free. Rava became angry with Wan and told him that humans had no place interfering in the business of spirits.
So you mean to tell me, bro, it's Wan's fault all this crap that happened in the future happened? So Wan caused every single thing by freeing, the dark spirit. Yeah, he's done. Oh yeah.
She was completely against humans at this point in her character's arc, though this would later come to change. After Rava left Wan, he eventually found the Lion Turtle city that harnessed the power of air. While he was there, however, Vatu appeared, turning the good spirits into evil ones who began to destroy the city. And Wan used his firebending to hold them off. And with the help of Rava, who eventually showed up, they successfully drove the dark spirits away. After Rava told Wan that as darkness grew, light faded. This being fully represented in how big Vatu had gotten and how small Rava had become.
So the dark one is Vatu, and Rava is the light. Okay, gotcha.
Chose to team up. The air lion turtle allowed Wan to get the power of air on top of his firebending. But because no human had ever held two elements at the same time, the lion turtle had Rava hold the power for him until he mastered it. Right here's another example of Wan's arrogance and cockiness, as he tells the lion turtle that he's not like other humans, and that he can handle having two elements at once despite the fact that no other human had done this before. And ultimately, it's his cockiness that persuades the lion turtle to grant him this power. This is what separates Wan from other humans. The fact that he pushes himself past the limits of mankind, and why he was the chosen one to begin the Avatar cycle. His cockiness might come off as a bad trait, but it's actually one of his best. And the interesting part is that all avatars after him are expected to be humble and not cocky at all.
That's
the complete
crazy.
opposite of Wan.
So everybody else is expected to be nice and everything, and Wan just out here like, give my power. I'm the best. I can do two at one time. I'll show you what I can do. Give me the power. Wan really, bro. Wan was like, the lion turtle said, look, I'm not gonna give you the air, because no human could control two elements at one time. You know what Wan said? I'm built different. I can do it. On my mama, he said, on my mama, I can control two elements. On gang, on the Fire Nation, I can control two. Bro, what I hear,
Wan I hear. For what being the Avatar meant, by doing the very opposite. Now that Wan and Rava had teamed up, they now stood a chance to take on Vatu, but only if they did it together. Rava gave Wan a warning, however, that they must stop Vatu before harmonic convergence, a time when he will be able to take over and end the world. Then she tells him that this will happen in 1 year's time. A plot very similar to the original series, where Aang had to master all 4 elements in around the same time to stop Fire Lord Ozai before Sozin's comet. This makes Wan realize that he has to master air and find the other lion turtles to gain more power and have more elements to bend.
So this is how he got. So this is how the Avatar came to be.
The only way to do it was for Rava to pass through his body so they could combine their energies, something that had never been attempted before and was very dangerous. Rava was against it, but once again we see Wan's lack of humbleness and insane cockiness as he tells Rava that they said the same thing about the dangers of living in the spirit wilds, and he did that by himself when no one thought he could. So this should be easy for a man as gifted and strong as himself. When Wan gets the power of air, he realizes how completely different it is compared to bending fire. Ultimately, he mastered it just like he did for fire, and later he got the ability to bend water and earth.
How did he master it though with no master?
Will later on decide the pattern of the Avatar cycle. First fire, then air, then water, and finally earth. And this cycle repeats for the rest of time.
So how did he master these elements without, you know what, master? I don't know. He had a master for fire. So who was training him with air and like all these other elements? Who trained him? Did he not have a like who was doing all this? Like, who helped him master it? I'm so confused on that part. I'm not gonna lie.
Wan to give him a new element. Wan became less and less human. Every time he gets an incredible rush of power and his body changes. The more he practiced, the stronger he got. And ultimately, he became less mortal and more godlike, foreshadowing the insane power that he and all of his future lives will have. The avatars may be human, but they weren't mortal. They possess more power than anybody in the world.
Dang, I gotta... Y'all see how much avatar that was, boy?
The avatars may be human,
but look at my videos we gotta react to.
More power.
We gotta watch all these videos, boy. That's about 500 people in the back. But there's so many people you can't. They lock characters. How many people it is, y'all? This dude right here, he got a. I ain't gonna say that. That was kind of like inappropriate. I'm not gonna say what he got on his head. I'm gonna be quiet. But he probably watched the original benders of the elements, air bisons. So air bisons probably tied him a moon for the earth and the moon and sea for water. Okay. None of them have dedicated. Okay. Gotcha. Woo. Alright, thank you, okay.
More than anybody in the world, and Wan set the precedent for this during his training. He did not hold back, and pushed his human body to new limits to ensure that he could protect the world and save it from Vaatu. Wan got his first test as the bridge between the two worlds and species when he got in the middle of a fight between humans and spirits.
They had a war?
The first test was incredibly hard for him, however, because his best human friends were on one side, and his best spirit friends were on the other, both having an important impact on his life during different parts of his journey. After realizing that he didn't possess the power to stop the fight, he had the idea for him and Rava to combine their energies. Doing this allowed Wan to control all four elements at once for the first time, and this stopped the fight for a second, but it almost killed Wan. Rava, who started out her journey with Wan disliking him and all other humans, now grew to care for him, and she saved Wan's life. This came at a cost, however, because without Wan, the fight continued, making Vaatu grow stronger and Rava grow weaker. When Wan woke up, it was his turn to save Rava, repaying her for saving his life moments before. The two had grown close during their mission.
She looked like a panty thong. She looked like a thong. Let me be quiet. Let me rewind real quick so I can hear.
Making Vaatu grow stronger and Rava grow weaker. When Wan woke up, it was his turn to save Rava, repaying her for saving his life moments before. The two had grown close during their mission, and they both cared for each other, so much so that they were willing to die for the other. Rava
so they became best friends,
and said that she never thought a human was capable of such nobility and courage.
She
however gave up, thinking that Vaatu had won, but Wan wasn't willing to give up that easily. Wan journeyed to the southern portal of the spirit world, where the mortal and spirit worlds met, and there he met Vaatu. Vaatu laughed in Wan's face, saying that no human could stand against him, but Wan, who was no longer a normal man, responded saying that he wasn't a regular human anymore.
He was a
Wan
god.
attempted to fight Vaatu on his own, but when it became clear that this was not possible, Rava put herself inside of Wan, and the two became one. The two together were insanely powerful, but when it became clear to Rava that if he stayed inside of Wan, he would die, she told him that she had to leave him, but Wan refused, saying that if she left him, Vaatu would destroy everything anyway. He told her that they had to finish it, and they had to finish it together.
Wan fought harder than ever,
but it wasn't until he used the power of the spirit portal that he had a chance. This put him into what would later be known as the Avatar state, and it allowed him to finally overpower Vaatu and lock him up for the next 10,000 years.
Put him in a tree?
The state ensured that Rava being inside of Wan would not kill him, but rather bonded them forever. Wan closed the portal from the mortal world to the spirit world to ensure that no human could ever enter and release Vaatu. All the spirits left the mortal world and went back to the spirit world, and Wan said goodbye to his close spirit friends that he had made on his journey. Wan made himself the bridge between the two worlds, ensuring that he was the only one able to connect and communicate with both. He went on to teach humans to respect spirits so that balance could be maintained. Seeing that Wan was the ultimate protector of the world, the Lion Turtles no longer saw a need to protect mankind in this new age that Wan had started. They left the humans to their own devices and never gave them the power of the elements again. They had to be born with it. Now that Vati was locked up and Rava was safe inside of him, Wan had a new mission: to have the different groups of people from all the Lion Turtle cities come together and live as one, though they would be separated by each nation: water, earth, fire, and air.
So
he would
Wan
use Rava's
started all
light spirit
this,
to
y'all.
guide the world toward peace, and Rava was his version of past lives that he could talk to and get advice from, just
That's
like the
dope.
avatars after him would have himself and many other past lives to talk to for guidance. Wan's goal for peace was much harder than he thought it would be, however. He worked his entire lifetime to see this goal come true, but in the end, he realized that it was impossible to have total peace all the time. Toward the end of his life, a very old Wan participated in a very bloody and destructive battle that led to many people's deaths. He tried to break up the fight, but it was futile. He lay there on the battlefield, injured and dying, knowing that he had failed his mission and that he had run out of time. Before he died, he apologized to Rava, saying that he had failed to bring peace. Even with Vatu
how did he
locked
die?
away, darkness still surrounded humanity, and he said that they had run out of time. Rava spoke to him, however, and told him not to worry,
How did he
because they
die?
would be together to make this goal come true for all of Wan's lifetimes, and they would never give up. As Wan took his last breath, Rava left him and went to his next life, and an Airbender was born to be the next Avatar.
was
Wan's legacy had a
Who was
huge
the
impact
Avatar?
on the world, and was one that would stay for all of time.
Wani.
Despite this, his story, along with most knowledge of his time, was lost over the years. Over time, not many Avatars went as far back as Wan for advice, focusing more on Avatars that were more current and had more of an
Dang,
understanding of how the world was in that time. A statue
Nobody
of
wanna
Wan
talk to
remains
Wan?
in the
Nobody
Hall of
wanna talk to
Avatar
Wan.
statues. The statue depicts Wan being embraced by an image of Rava. The statue was unusual, however, because it was wooden, while most of the others were made of stone. And
Dang,
because
man,
of-
y'all ain't give my boy no love. Y'all give my boy a wooden statue. Everybody else got metal. Everybody else got stone. My boy got wood. You mean to tell me you ain't give my boy fish? Y'all didn't want to talk to my boy. Now y'all want to give him a wooden statue? Come on, man. I'm doing my boy dirty. Korra talks to Wan. That's how we know about him. Okay. But why they give him wood, though? Why they can't give him no stone? Why my boy ain't getting no stone statue? He had pointed at
One
them.
statue fell apart over time. One was called on by Avatar Korra.
His statue fell apart.
And because of this, one statue fell apart over time.
What?
One was called on by Avatar Korra, his past life 10,000 years in the future, when she lost her memory, and he told her to find Rava to help restore her memory after suffering amnesia. Ultimately, she did this and heard the story of Wan, and this restored
Korra,
her
real
memory.
one.
Korra was
Shout to
one who
Korra.
did not like Wan's decision of closing the portals, and ultimately, she opened them back up to usher in a new era of humans
Korra.
and spirits living together. Before this, though, Korra made a grave mistake while fighting Unalaq. Unalaq manipulated her and eventually took Rava out of her and tried to kill the Avatar spirit. This led to all of the Avatar past lives being severed, and Wan and all the other Avatars before Korra were gone forever.
Dang it,
making
Korra!
Korra now be the first Avatar in the cycle, taking Wan's place as the first Avatar. Wan was not how you would think the first Avatar would be, being cocky, arrogant, and very unhumble, but he was selfless, and he set the precedent for how the Avatar is supposed to act by doing the very opposite in a lot of ways. His actions made huge changes in the world. He is the reason we have our favorite Avatars, whether it be
Noob.
Aang, Kyoshi, Roku, and so on. Wan will forever go down in history as changing the world more so than anyone else throughout all of time.
Man.
Thank you so much for watching.
Shout out to you, my brother. I promise you I was gonna subscribe. I'm gonna subscribe to you, brother. I'm gonna subscribe to you. Fam, guys, they did Wan dirty. Not only did they erase him, bro, from the Avatar like knowledge, but they also, bro, they give him a wooden statue. The statue fell apart. Then they also, no other Avatar wanted to talk to Wan to tell Korra. So he was the only Avatar that talked to Korra. So when you think about it, bro, like, Wan ain't really get to do that much because nobody wanted to talk to our boy. They disrespected our boy. I ain't gonna lie. And the thing is, bro, I knew that Wan had to die because if he didn't die, there would be no other Avatar. Aang would not exist if Wan didn't die, but that caught me off guard. I ain't gonna lie. The way he died caught me off guard. I'm not gonna cap to y'all. Hey, but guys, if y'all want part 2, you guys like this? How do you guys feel about this series? Like this right here being a new series on the screens. Like we watching Avatar content. How y'all feel about that? Cause I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it, bro. This right here was pretty fun, bro. I like how knowledgeable it is. I never knew that we had this much like stuff on Avatar. I never knew, and it's pretty dope how we got all this. And if you guys enjoyed this freaking video, bro, make sure to smash that like button. Go subscribe to join the Keyblade Master family, y'all. I love y'all, bro. Gang, man.